Hey, everybody, and welcome back for part two of the virtual planning day. And today we are going to talk all about planning, strategizing your 2019. Last week, we went down and we got deep and dirty into the 2018 release. And I'm grateful a lot of you all are back, and many of you are watching the replay. So drop in the comments your name, where you're from, and also if you're watching the replay. Hi, Lori. I'm so happy you're here. Love it. Yeah, where are you from? And what was your biggest aha from the 2018 release that we did last week? What were your biggest ahas? If you were able to watch the replay or you were joining me live, what was your biggest aha that you got from last week where you were like, yes, this is it? I think for me, leading you all through it was a lot about the what are you tolerating, and really supporting you. Hi, Natalie. And really supporting you all in to stop tolerating and to rise up and make a new declaration for what it is you really want. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to dive deep into 2019 planning day. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to download the free guidebook, the VIP virtual planning guidebook. And that is found on amandamoxley.com/blog. And you'll see it there. You can download it. One of my Christmas gifts to y'all. So in this section today, in today's Facebook Live, my intention is to powerfully connect with all of you. I want to just connect. I'd love for you to engage, even if you're watching the replay. Ask me questions, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts, give me just just engage, have fun, connect with each other, because this is a fun time of the year. Actually, it's the most magical time of the year where we're really shedding and we're releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you. And you're taking the juicy gems from what you learned from this year. And sometimes we fail our way to success. We learn the most from the hardest parts of the year. So we did that evaluation. We looked at it last week. And I recommend that you continue to evaluate and purge and pull what it is that 2018 has represented for you. And now I want us to go into the 2019. So give me an amen if you are ready to go into the 2019 plan. And if you have the guidebook, if you don't know where it is, go to amandamoxley.com/blog. And it's right there. All right. Okay, cool. I like it. A lot of y'all are here. Okay, so I'm kind of going back and forth in between my screens of looking at you all and looking at the comments and then going back in and then looking at the guidebook. All right. So let's look at it. So the intention here then is the first thing we want to do is we want to have an overall plan for 2019. So how would you just kind of close your eyes for a moment and just feel into that it's 1 year. We'll do a little meditation. So I just want you to imagine that it's the end, fast forward 1 year. It's the end of 2019. We're closing down this decade. That decade is over. And you're looking at, wow, you have completed one more year. It's December 2019, and we're looking into 2020. And I want you to think about, what is it that you have created this year? What have you accomplished? What have you learned? What have you received? What have you let go of? 1 year from now, just imagine, think about your habits and how you're spending your time 1 year from now. And how is it that your life is different 1 year from now compared to how it is today, or how it has been this year? What is different for you? And in your perfect world, let's say you had your best, most ultimate year. If you had your best, most ultimate year, what are the top 5 things that you would like to say are true for you? Hi, Melinda. What are the top 5 things? Let's say fast forward, it's a year from now and you have had the best year ever. What would be your top 5? Yes, this is what I did. This is what I created. This is what I made happen this year. Top 5 rock star moments. Like that, if you could fast forward in the future. So what would it be? That something that you've accomplished? Go ahead and pop it in the comments. So think about what it is that you accomplished in a year from now. So I'm just thinking, and I want you guys to give some thought to this, but I'll guide you a little bit. So if you're speaking, how many stages would you like to speak on? How many places would you like to go and speak and share your message? And how many people would you like to have in each audience? So I'm kind of going through these a little bit fast, but you can always watch the replay. So how many people would you like to have hearing your message? And how many clients would you have liked to taken through your signature program? So let's say you've designed this incredible signature talk and you're booked on these incredible stages or doing workshops, or you're doing whatever you're doing. Lori says consistent flow of new clients. Exactly. So let's get a little bit specific. So let's say you're speaking, you're on these stages, you have this incredible talk that connects to their heart and their soul, and they're like, yes, this is, I feel her. They see your story, they hear your story, they see themselves in you, and they're like, she is my next teacher, mentor, coach. I want to hire her, and she's got the system she's going to take me through that's going to get me from A to Z. So you're going to help your ideal client get from A to Z. What would be, how many clients would you like to support this year? In your heart of hearts, how many clients? Like maybe just come up with like the intuitive number. How many people would you like to take through your system and worked with? And perhaps you have a couple different levels of systems. Maybe you have, like a combination of one-on-one and group, or maybe you have just a high-end VIP one-on-one that's like a 25, 50K level. Or maybe you have, and then you might have like a 1,000 or 497 level. So just think about the impact that you want to make in this next year. Yes, 50 new clients, held 15 workshops and spoke on 5 stages. I love the clarity on that. So the more clear you are, and then how much money would that be? How much money would you be making? Okay, so then from there, we're going to reverse engineer back from there. So what would be the person who is working with 50 clients? So then you, or whatever your goal, Melinda, what's your goal? How many clients do you want? Natalie, how many clients do you want? Whoever's watching, like whatever it is you want, let's reverse engineer it, because that's how you're going to get your plan. That's how you're going to be able to design your perfect day, your ideal day, as well as work through your marketing. So I want you to think about that. Now, I also want you to think about, let's say that you have a community of subscribers, and they say the gold is in the list. You want to have, and I think that a lot of you really need to work on building a list. I don't think it's absolutely vital. I think it is absolutely vital, because these free platforms, social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, those things, we don't own them. They're not our private property, right? So, but your email list is your gold. So you want to bring people into your universe and bring them onto your list. So how many people would you like to have in your community? And what I'm finding is it's not a big number. Big number isn't everything. It's really about having engaged clients, really engaged people, 25 in the group, 12 stages and speaking engagements. Perfect. I love this. So like once a month. So how many people would you like, or how many subscribers, if you have a YouTube channel or you have Facebook, and I mean engaged. So I want you to think about that you are this person that is leading your people. You're leading your tribe. You are serving them. You're supporting them. You're adding value. They're getting to know you. They're getting to trust you. And they're getting to understand who you are and how you can help them. And they're also referring people to you. So how many people do you want to have on your list in your community? And it doesn't have to be like now I think I have about 12,000 on my Facebook, or on in my Infusionsoft, so my CRM. But like out of those, about 5,000 are actually engaged in opening the emails. So it's, in the early days, it used to be, oh, get a huge list and big numbers, but now it's more about high value, high connection. And that's why I love speaking so much, and these live streams and these webinars, because people can get to know, like, and trust you through just the video, even though I'm in Utah and you all are from all over the world. Okay, 1 blog a month, no excuses. Done and done. Good. That's good. You can totally do that. You know, wake up a little earlier and crank it out. So how many people do you want to have in your community? And then what I would do is I would write this plan down that I am now joyfully connecting with 5,000 people on my email list every single week. And I feel so amazing. I'm leading my tribe. And then name your tribe. Name your tribe something. Like, one of the names I've had for my tribe over the years is called Freedomistas. Because when I got really deep into my ideal client, I realized one of her number one values was freedom. She wants the freedom to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, go here, go there, and have that freedom. So I named mine. And I actually learned this technique. One of my clients, Diane Cunningham, who's like, I think she's 76. Maybe Diane will be watching this. She's incredible. Natalie, you know her. So Diane, she's so amazing. She's like this marketing shaman, 76-year-old marketing shaman. And Diane had, I reviewed her her free gift. And her free gift was she had learned something about Lady Gaga. One of Lady Gaga's marketing tips was name your followers, name your people a name. And so she named her followers. What are they called? What are her? They're called like animals, or what are Lady Gaga's followers? Are they animals or granimals or something hilarious? I don't even know. But she named them monsters. That's right. So she named her tribe monsters, little monsters, right? And so like these are her little monsters, and they all want to be her little monsters. It's really weird. I'm not that into it, but you know, what is your tribe? Who are your people? Because people are looking for leaders. People are scrolling all day and all night, and they're looking for someone to follow. So give them something, and that's why you need to. A lot of you all have been in that process of being a student, and now it's time for you to be a leader. So be a leader for your people. You are like the queen of your people. You're the king of your people. Who are your people? Name that name and how that feels to serve them, to show up. And really, when you're writing your goals, this is a really good tip I learned from the book called High Performance Habits. And what Brendon Burchard is saying is that high performance athletes and professional athletes, before they go in the ring, before they go out on the field, they are talking to themselves. They're in the shower, like basketball players are in the shower, and they're like, you got to do this. You got to kill it today. You own them. You're going to win. And like, you like, and you go off and you talk to yourself and you coach yourself in the third person, but you're talking to yourself. So you have to keep reminding, because a lot of times we have those little thoughts that tell us, I suck, and who me, no one wants it, right? Admit it, everyone has those thoughts. But the more you're like, they need you, they're waiting on you, they want you, you got to get your butt together, you got to get out there, you got to serve, it's not about you. And you talk to yourself in the third person. I've been doing it now for a few weeks, and I'm reminding myself of my why. It's like, they need me. I actually have these gifts to share. I'm actually really good at this. I've been through it and back, and now I can help other people. And get out of your own way and get out there. Okay, so I hope that's a really good tip. So talk to yourself and encourage yourself in that third person. Sure, be the crazy lady walking around. Pump yourself up. Don't be embarrassed about it. Just think about professional athletes, gold medal athletes do this as well. Okay, yes, creative, empowered, motivated for change. Yes. Yeah, you find one word like, yeah, you'll find that one word. So I just was journaling. I'm like, what they want, they're freedomistas. This is like, they want freedom. And so that's my tribe, like, hello, fellow freedomista, or free spirits, right? Okay, so you want to figure that out. And then you want to figure out, how are you going to reach these people? So coming up with, how will you actually get visible and develop your platform and share your message this year? What are the actual strategies, the techniques, the plan? What is it that you're actually going to do? Some of you might want to get on media, speaking, videos, blogging, writing, live events, networking. What is your visibility plan? And like everything, consistency is key. So for me, I started doing these these Facebook Lives in August. And there was a point I'm like, oh man, should I keep doing these things? Right? And then I thought, okay, consistency is queen. I'm going to keep showing up even if no one shows up. So I am doing them. I'm going to continue doing them all through 19. And so be consistent. The next thing I'm doing is I am employing a YouTube strategy, and I'm so excited. It's going to go live January 3rd. We have been hard working on it with my team, Jason, my videographer, and Alicia, my assistant, and Taryn, my other assistant. Like, we have been getting this going. So this is huge, and this is a big project, and it'll be going live every single Thursday for you. And then the other thing we've been consistent with is sending an email every week. So where can you be consistent? I do live events, so consistently offering the live event, the blogs, videos. How are you going consistently posting on social media? So the key here is, a lot of y'all are my clients, and so the first thing you do, don't just go out there and do all this stuff yet. You need to have your method. You have to know your ideal client. You need to know your signature talk. You need to know your seminar story. You need to know the problem the plane is crashing problem you solve, and then you need to have your signature system and a premium program. So a lot of people go out there and they do all this la 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 la, but no backup plan. So we want to have you a backup plan and then get you actually speaking and then making offers. And then the whole point of everything is that you're going to then invite people either to a consultation with you, or you're going to be making offers on stage or on video, and then you're going to be selling from there. The whole point of all this is really to monetize it, right? Like, you're giving value. You're not attached to who it comes from, but you have high intention, low attachment, and then you have that income goal, which brings me to creating your soul money goal. Okay, so let me ask you, we're going to get into the soul money goal in this. Well, I'm going to pop into that. Okay, so the soul money goal is really important. A lot of people, does anyone know what I mean by a soul money goal? So a soul money goal comes from your heart and your soul. It's not just a random number that you're picking out of thin air. Your soul money goal is, this is what I really, really, really want. If I could really have whatever I want this next year, and have the freedom and have the fun and have the joy and have the impact and have the support in my business and whatever else you want, this is your soul money goal. Plus have all your other expenses paid for. That is your soul money goal. And I'm going to tell you all a really fun story. So many years ago in 2011, I took myself to the spa. Like I had sold this $10,000 package. I was trying to sell my very first $10,000, and I had put $10,000 on a credit card. And it was one of those credit cards that I had to pay off at the end of the month. It was due December 31st, and it was Amex, and there's no late fee. You just pay the whole thing in full. And I did it in full on faith. I'm like, I'm putting this program together. It's $10,000. I will have this money by the end of the month. But the problem was I didn't have the money. And I was observing the fact that I didn't have the money. And I was in fear that I didn't have the money. And I was observing it. I was anxious about it. I was in fear. I was up in the night. Then I was trying to back out of my plans, cancel the contract that I had paid $10,000 for. I was just so much fear. I was pregnant at the time. I was playing the kid card. I'm like, I can't do this because I'm pregnant, and I have a 3-year-old. There's just no way I can do this. It's just too hard. And I finally was like, I switched, and I did what any female would do. I checked myself into the spa. And I ended up getting a 90-minute massage. I probably put it on my Amex too. At that time, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And I go in and I get the massage, and then I'm in this beautiful sanctuary, and there's a waterfall, 2 waterfalls, and then this gorgeous fire. And it was so pretty. I'm in this cozy robe, and I'm pregnant. And I sat there, and I got out of my head, and I got out of my fear, and I got into my feminine. And I said, okay, what is it that I really, really want? And I was moving into the year 2012. And I dreamed, and I visioned, and I want you all to, if you can, spend some time really feeling into your soul money goal. What are your personal expenses for your family and as well as your business? So your personal and your business expenses, and then tally those up for the month, or add, if you have credit cards you're paying off, or student loans you're paying off, family vacations you want to do. This is really a chance to dream. You're going to dream all about everything that you want to do. Maybe you want to take your son on a trip, or your mom there, or your kid there. You want to do these things. Just give yourself permission to dream. In 2018, let's say you can really have anything. There is zero limit, and you can have whatever you want this year. I want to hear some dreams. What are some dreams and desires that you would love to do this year? Maybe it's that you go and get a couples massage with your partner. Maybe it's that you get a chef, or you get a nanny to help you, or you have your own personal trainer. What are some things that you all want this year? Maybe you want some new shoes or new dresses, or you want to have a stylist, which is so valuable. Makeup, jewelry. Like, I love Tiffany's. I have all this jewelry there. I got a lot of my jewelry at Tiffany's. if I'm really going to dream, yes, I really want a really pretty either yellow gold diamond, or like yellow, I love yellow, or a blue one. Like, if I'm really honest, that's what I want. I want a nice car. I want a newer car. Fun trips, short trips, long trips, events that you want to attend. What kind of support do you want in your business? Maybe you want professional development. Everyone who is a coach, you ought to have a coach. So maybe you want an assistant, a copywriter, a photographer, so you can get incredible photos, a graphic designer, a web designer, an image stylist, a social media expert who can do this legwork that doesn't exactly have an ROI, but it needs to be done. Maybe you want a videographer, or you want to be published on media, or you want to act a lot of speaking gigs that require capital that you actually have to pay to play. Maybe you want new technology. Maybe you want to have an up-leveled computer or lighting or a camera, or maybe you want a new home. When I did this back in the spa, I wanted a new home. So I put down a down payment, $100,000 is what I wanted for a new home. Maybe you want house furnishings. Like, for so long, I wanted to get brand new bedroom furniture because I had always had hand-me-downs. And a couple years ago, I grew up and I got myself some bedroom furniture. Maybe you want to plan this year for a big event, maybe your own workshop, your own event, maybe a wedding for a child, or saving for your child's college, or paying for your child to go to college, or children to go to college. Maybe you're planning to give birth this year. I have my best friend, and she texts me, she's going into labor today. She's 4 centimeters. I'm so excited. So that's a big deal. Like, having a baby, I'm like, has she texted me yet? She was 4 centimeters a couple hours ago. I'm so excited. Her name's Holly. Send her some love. My best friend since kindergarten. And she is she's pregnant at my age for her first time. I'm so excited. Social media expert, fun trips in US, Europe, and Australia. Yes, please. 100,000 this year for income. Yes. So maybe it's planning. Maybe you want to be really generous, and you want to, perhaps some of you all tithe, or you have a charitable foundation you want to give to. Maybe you want to sponsor more children, or help slave trafficking, right? Or maybe you want to do savings for your financial freedom accounts and savings for children, or plan 6 months of home and business expenses. Maybe you want to pay off all your credit cards that you have, or your student loans. So maybe it's, the self-care consistently, massages weekly or monthly. My dad actually gets a massage weekly. Some massages, hair weekly. We know we need that. Facials, pedicures, retreats, little spa retreats. Keep going. Think about all the things. And I want you to really sit with this, like, if you could really have what you want. And when you're going to get in that really huge, beautiful feeling, and you're going to write the list of everything that you want this year, all the things that you desire. The hotel rooms, the travel, the cars. Maybe you want to travel VIP. You want to get your own, car to pick you up so that you're not taking an Uber. You've got options. Or, a luxury car. Maybe you want to go Uber X, right? So now that you have your list, and I would encourage you all to do this when you actually have like a little bit of a time to really get in there, because I want you to feel it in your heart. Because this soul money goal is the difference between you making it and not. Because some of you will come up with a number like, I want $1 million this year, or I want whatever this number is. But the thing is, the money doesn't have a container for it to go to. So if it doesn't have a container, it doesn't have a purpose or a plan. Money likes to have a plan. Money wants a place to go. So if it doesn't have a place to go, or there's no need for it, then it probably won't come. So that's why you want to have this list. So what you want to do is go through your list of all these things you want, and you want to itemize them and write down what is the cost, or how much dollars, or whatever your currency is, how much will all of these things on your list, how much will they cost? Okay, so then you can also go do some fun and significant research on how much all your desires will be. Go online shopping, go window shopping, go and price out everything on your list. So you've got that, and then this is how you get your soul money goal. So you have everything that you hope for and desire. Then you're going to tally up your personal expenses and your business expenses. Everything that you need, your operating costs, your cell phone, your insurances, your taxes, your tithing, your personal development, all those fun little things. And in the downloadable guidebook, you actually have a chart that you can just fill in for all the suggested business and personal items. Okay, so you're going to total up your personal and business monthly outflows. And I like to use the word outflow because it's a currency. The tide is going out, the tide is coming in. The tide is going out, the tide is going in. These are not bills. This is a currency. And you want to stay current and you want to stay in the flow. And I really love that. Like I spent a lot on Facebook ads, and I just yesterday paid $7,500 off on Facebook ads. But the ROI is there for me. But I was like, I didn't want to pay it. I was just like, for a minute there, I was like, I don't really want to pay this. I really like having that money in my bank account a lot better. But then I said, no, I need to release this money, have faith and trust that it's going to come back around and be current with it. Instead of like getting a clog, like if we hold on or we hoard, then we clog money. Then we clog it and it's stagnant. Then there's like, well, you don't really need money because you didn't even let it go. You didn't trust. So it's about trusting and letting go and being in the current. So you're going to take your personal and your business and you're going to times that by 12. And that is your nut, so to speak. And that is your personal outflows and your business outflows. You're going to times that by 12. Then you're going to do all those desires that you have, and you're going to tally up that number, what that number is. You're going to combine the personal, the business, and the desires. You're going to bring those together. You're going to tally that up. And I would actually recommend adding another 20% just for fun, because usually things cost a lot more. Don't forget taxes, people. I think a lot of people, that's one thing is, we don't want to pay the taxes, right? Because it's not fun. But at the same time, it even says in the Bible, pay Caesar. If you got to pay Caesar, pay Caesar. Pay the tax people. They have a plan as well. And when I pay my taxes, I change my mind to, wow, I'm so grateful that these taxes are going to fund either my kids go to a charter school, or I love to ski and be in the national forests or up in the mountains, which the government takes care of. So I think of it, my money is helping to contribute the things that I care about, the roads, the snow removal, whatever, the community swimming pool, whatever that we like. So think about it that way, change your mind, but definitely plan for those taxes. Personal and business, plus your desires, add that all up, and that is your soul money goal. So what is your soul money goal? And when you really do this and you really get clear on this soul money goal, what happens is it's your soul money goal. It's just like everything on this list has a purpose, and it has a plan, and it knows where it's going. And if that's the case, then it's going to come. So what happens here is that nature abhors a vacuum. So if there's a hole, if there's a vacuum hole, then the money will go there. So if you have a hole or if there's a purpose for it, the money will go there. So I want you to trust that. And I want you to own this soul money goal and declare. Does anyone want to share? Now, your soul money goal is going to be like a random number. It's going to be like, 5, 52, 48, 29. Like it's going to be random because you're going to do all that significant research to understand what that number is. So I'd like it if you all dare to share, what is your soul money goal? And I know it takes a little bit of time, but I want you to really declare it. So that's important. And what I have found is that year that I declared my soul money goal in 2011, moving into 2012, that goal at that time was 333 or something like that. And I didn't make it that next year, but I made it 2 years later. So I also, one other thing too, is when you dream big like this, like I had put, I need $100,000 for my house on there. And what happened was our house, I was looking at like, huge 500,000, or I mean like a $1 million house or $800,000 house is what I was thinking I wanted. But then God rearranged everything, and we found our dream house that was half of that. So our dream house was less than 400,000, and it's even way better than I could have ever imagined. So, but it's about you getting the clarity, and then, God, the universe can to fulfill your desires. But you have to do the work of desiring. And most people, they don't desire. They don't let themselves dream and have permission to actually feel into this and think about it and dream and desire. But the more work you do in this feminine art here, the more money you're going to make. And I want that for you. So please do this part and then write your soul money goal on a 3x5 card and then back it up with your plans and your intentions and how you're actually going to claim the soul money goal. Does that sound good? Anyone want to share their plan a yoga retreat? Yes, do it. Those are so fun and so necessary for the body and soul. Okay, so now I want us to think about our schedules. So 2019, I got out my calendar. Isn't it cute? So when you get out your calendar right now, and I want you to draft up a work schedule. So how many hours a week do you want to work? What days do you want to take off? And when will you chillax? And when will you connect? And when will you create? So what will be your days where you're out there and you're networking and you're coaching and you're serving and you're in the public eye and you're really connecting and you're working in your business? So my days working in my business are Mondays and Wednesdays. And then my chillax, I call chillax is another word for like free time or family or fun time. So I used to take off all day Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Now my kids are in school, so I get to work a little bit on Fridays if I want to. Usually I'll pop in a massage or yoga class, something like that on Friday as well. But and then I take off all day Saturday and Sunday. So no one's going to give you a day off, especially as an entrepreneur, unless you take it. So now's your chance to really draft your schedule for this next year. And on the downloadable PDF, you can click for a draft of a schedule and then a blank schedule as well. So then what you're going to do is you're going to get a 2019 calendar, either an online calendar or a physical calendar. I'm a big fan of physical calendars. And you're going to schedule your time off from working in your business. And I would say consider taking off if you dare. I mean, it's not easy for entrepreneurs. I personally really love working. I really, really love it. And I find a lot of joy in it. It doesn't really feel like work. And in some ways it feels like a hobby. It's my obsession. I absolutely love this stuff. So for me to take off 2 weeks for the holidays, I just don't think, I don't know if I could personally do it, but I know some people might want to. So 2 weeks off for the holidays, taking off major holidays. I'm definitely going to take off the major holidays. The 4th of July is my favorite holiday. The Martin Luther King and the President's Day. Take your birthday off. Hello, got to do that. And a couple of weeks in the summer or whatever lights you up. So remember that the more fun that you have, the more money you can receive, right? When you're in joy, when you're in fun, when you're in playtime, then it's like you're not so stressed out and trying to control everything. Then it's like, oh, finally, she's relaxed a little bit. We can give her what she's been asking for and working so darn hard for. So think about that. And I want you to think about what time you're going to take off and give yourself. And when you take time off, really do a technology cleanse, give yourself time and space. And definitely take at least one day off a week. Okay. So give yourself time and then go through the next, 12 months and think about where are you, what days, weeks, and how do you want to feel? Like what trips do you want to take? I think as entrepreneurs, I think we work really, really hard. I read, what is it? Maybe you guys have heard this before. It's something like you can, what profession is it that people will quit a job of 40 hours and work 200 hours, less money or something like that. So, it's a dedication, it's a love, it's a heart. But I know a lot of you work way too hard and you're pushing too much and there's not a lot of quality relaxation time. So I'd like you to change that habit. The other thing I do is I turn off my phone and I put my phone away from my bedroom and I turn it off about 7:30 or 8 p.m. I don't check it anymore and I do a technology cleanse at night. And then in the morning, I don't check it again until about 7:30 or 8. About 7:30 or 8. But I wake up at 5. So I don't check it first thing in the morning. You do not want to do that. You don't want it next to your bed. EMFs are no good for you. Okay, so think about how do you want to feel this year? What if you could dream into this year, what is that feeling tone that you want to cultivate? Maybe it's accomplishment or success or abundance or joy or happiness. So think about that feeling. And then how would you like to serve your people this year? if you could really feel into it, how would you love to work with people? And maybe think about it this way, maybe how would you not like to work with people? Because perhaps the way that you're working with people now is not fulfilling. You're feeling like a task rabbit, you're going here, you're going there, you're bouncing back and forth, you're feeling like you're bending over backwards for people. So how would you like to feel? And what kind of a program and experience would you like to do for your clients? Would you like to do coaching programs, leverage products, VIP days, which could be so lovely, retreats in person, working with people in person, working virtually with people, working in a studio or an office with them, having high touch experiences? How would you like to make the soul money goal? So that's what you want to do. You really want to look at. So Laura, you said you want to make $100,000. So how is it that you love to make that money? So how would you like to make that money? Would you like to make it, you said, and so you're going to go through. So how many, so this is really important clarity. So I think I mapped out personally, I'm going to sit here and do this myself, but what is it that, let's say, for example, you're going to take your soul money goal. Let's say Lori's is 100,000. And then you're going to decide, okay, am I going to do VIP days? Am I going to do one-on-ones? Am I going to do a combination of one-on-one and group? Am I going to, for you sell your products. Am I going to get in commission money? So go through and think about how much commission you want to make and how many units you want to sell, how many coaching clients you want, and at what price point. How many, if you want to do a retreat or VIP days, chart everything out. And then a lot of people, so what will happen is you'll write this out. And then I remember I've done this in the past, and then I'm like, well, that can't happen, and that's too big of a goal, and I suck. And so you need to catch yourself before you wreck yourself. So what I would do is, so write out your plan. If I'm your coach, share it with me. Write out your plan, and then go through and slay any dragons that you might have, any fears, any doubts, any negative voices that are saying you can't do this, or why you suck, or why this or that. And I would do a slay the dragon technique. So how you slay the dragon is this. You're going to write out, like, does anyone have any fear when they write out their soul money goal? And they write out their soul money goal. And then does anyone have a fear that comes up that backs up or starts to tell them why they can't get their soul money goal? So whatever fear, whatever negative belief that might be about why you can't get your soul money goal, you're going to write that. You're going to identify what that is. You know, maybe it's, I'm not worth it. I don't deserve it. I'm going to have to work way too hard for this. Or maybe it's, I don't know how, or who's going to pay for that? Whatever it is, whatever that limiting belief you all have. Anyone want to share what your limiting belief might be in order for you to attain your soul money goal? So write that down. So you're going to come up, let's say, like, a lot of people have, like, maybe who's going to pay that? No one can afford this. So you're going to write at the top of your page, whatever I feel, and then whatever the fear or the negative belief you have. I feel, fill in the blank, I feel unworthy because, or I feel like I'm a fraud because, or I feel like I have to be perfect because. And then you're going to do a stream of consciousness, and you're going to write down everything. You're going to keep your pen and your paper, and you're going to write that all out. You're going to write it out. And then you're going to write it out. And you're going to keep your pen and paper, and you're going to do it for about 5 to 7 minutes. You're going to slay this dragon, and then you're going to stand up. You're going to rip it up. Or if you're in a place, you can actually go burn the paper. Like if you're in a place that's safe, go burn the paper. Now, I want you to do this exercise for 7 days. 7 minutes for 7 days. You're going to slay this effort before it bites you in the butt. Before it bites you in the butt in the beginning of the year, or whenever you're looking at your goal card and you're like, this is what I want. I'm going to make $1 million this year. And then those little fears and thoughts come in. See, what happens is those fears and thoughts, those little dragons, are going to get their elbow into the door and then crack open the door just a little bit. And then it's going to, like, crack open the door and just have a big old party in there and be like, oh, we got her now, because truthfully, your ego wants to keep you comfortable and wants to keep you safe and wants to keep you stuck and wants to keep you where you are. It doesn't want you to prosper. It doesn't want you, I mean, call it your ego, call it the enemy, call it the devil, whatever, Satan, you know, it does not want you, because the truth is if you and I are prospering and we're speaking our truth and we're not in fear or lack or doubt or disbelief, and we're really like awesome and fired up and passionate and doing the work that all of you are doing, really life-changing work. I know what you all are doing, and it is profound, healing, transformation, helpful, like freeing for people, like breaking chains for people. And the enemy doesn't want that. The enemy wants to, you know, keep this horrible world away, you know, whatever. So you need to do your work, and I just want you, you know, as a big sister here, as your coach, I want you to know that those little fears are going to come in, and let's just use the slaying the dragon technique ASAP, so that we, you know, not, I saw this at church the other day. This guy had on his Bible, and I loved it. It was like, "Not today, Satan." And, you know, hopefully everyone's okay with me talking like that, but I just really do believe there is a real enemy, and the enemy wants to kill, steal, and destroy. And as entrepreneurs, we're easy targets, because we are creative, powerful, like, creators, and we want to help and make an impact and make a difference. And that's a threat to the dark side. So I want you to know that there's a real enemy and that you need to fight this battle. And I wish someone would have told me that from the beginning, because I had no idea. And I just battled fear storms all the time. And now I don't. My fear, my anxiety, my doubt is totally gone, and I'm locked in. And I want that for you too. So I want you to slay your dragons and do this technique. Okay. Good. Okay. So let me go back to the guidebook. Okay. So what is it that, going back to, a little bit. Thanks for subscribing to my YouTube channel, Melinda. So let me ask you this. What would you like to this year? What would light firecracker in July? If you could literally rock this out this year, what are I just want us to write it down, the top 3 to 5 things that you would love to create. 3 to 5, because things take time. So what are your top 3 targets for this year, for 2019? So I'm writing mine down. I want you to write yours as well. And then the top 3. So your top 3 moves you want to make this year. The top 3 moves you want to make, and then the top 3 key strategies, or the 3 key pieces that you need to master, the skills, not the key pieces, the top 3 skills you must master in order to claim these goals. So the top 3 targets, goals that you want to manifest or create, work for, earn this year. And I'm talking about business. You can also think about personal as well. Psychologically, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're working on your business, I'm thinking of, for me, like when I've decided to release weight, it's helped me in my business. So I just want you to focus on your business, your top 3 business targets, and then you can actually go to your top 3 personal targets for this year. Okay. And I've got 2 targets for business. My personal was pretty easy. So what are if you want to share. Then the next question I have are, what are the 3 key moves or strategies or skills that you must develop in order for you to create and accomplish these goals. So the three key skills. So for me, so I'm doing presentation because I watch my YouTube videos and I say ums and you knows a lot. Not that that really matters. However, I want to be an articulate speaker. So presentation, the other one I have is leadership, because as I'm growing my team. And the third thing, I am pretty good at sales. However, I can improve sales always. So presentation, leadership, and sales. I'm actually going to say leadership and organization of team organization. So what are the top 3 skills that you have to, that if you develop these 3 skills, it would really move the needle. It would move the needle for you to be able to reach your targets a lot faster. So what are your top 3 targets for your business? So mine, and so when I look at my top 3 targets for my business, then I say, so what are the top 3 skills I need to develop in order to accomplish these targets? So that's what I want you to do. Oh, you will, Kendall. Hi, Kendall. Yes, you will be able to watch this again. I'm driving while listening, so I can't answer these great questions. Yes. So you're going to really do this now. The defining factor here now is looking at your schedule and then putting in, when are you going to hone or sharpen those skills? So schedule, when will you sharpen those skills? So if you're going to learn to be a better at sales or whatever, some of y'all, what is it that you want to pack your classes? I want to walk into the flow. So then how can you put these into an action? So what would be the habit that you would have to cultivate in order for you to walk in flow? What would be the habit you would have to cultivate in order to become a better presenter? So what would be the actions? I would have to, for an example, I know all of us want to be better presenters. So the thing that I can do is I can actually, and you all have me as your coach, many of you, so I will review your talks. I will review and help you so the presentation flows and it sounds good. And then the other great thing is videotape. Watch your own live streams, film your own videos of you speaking. Just like a professional athlete, they're going to review the play over and over and over again. They're going to see and look and how are they feeling. So I will be reviewing my YouTube video and going into it with a stronger intention when I'm filming. So I'm a lot more articulate and focused. So, or another thing I can do is I can wear a rubber band around my wrist, and every time I say, or I can flip it. I need to get a plastic rubber band so it actually hurts and I feel the consequence. But I did this back in the day with a bad habit I had, okay? And it really helps. My mom's a cognitive behavioral therapist and she taught me that technique. I remember saying, Mom, that's so stupid. I'm not going to do it. But then I did it. And I'll tell you the habit I realized I had a lot of negative self-body talk in my 20s. So I tried that little rubber band here. And every time I said something negative about myself in my mind, I snapped the wrist and I replaced it with, I love my body and I'm grateful I have my positive. So what habits must you develop in order to claim these 3 targets? And then when will you work on these? Put them in your schedule. Leadership, organization, and video presentation. Good. And you just practice. So then, if you could summarize how, like, imagine you have, think of it this way. You have manifested these 3 targets. It's December 31st, 2019, moving into 2020. You've developed those 3 targets. You've developed those 3 personal targets you've had. So 3 personal, 3 3 personal and 3 professional targets, so 6, and you develop those 3 skills that you needed in order to manifest those targets. How would that feel? How would that feel in your body if you literally did this? If you developed your leadership, your organization, your video presentation, you would think differently, speak differently, react differently, focus differently. So that's where we want to go. We want to go to that end point and work backwards. Other thing that I want to do is more preparation. A lot of times I rely on my personality or I rely on my memory. Good thing I'm not 90. And I rely on my memory a lot because I have a really strong, healthy, very powerful memory. So I just pull stuff from the memory, and yet that's not that helpful. So it would feel freeing and amazing. So I want to work on preparation. So then you would feel freeing and amazing. So then you want to do things. So you work backwards. For me, I haven't figured out how that would feel. I would feel accomplished. I would feel, I when I actually said it, I felt like I felt strong. I felt strong in my core. I felt strong in my body. I just felt solid and strong and, confident. So then we want to embody those feelings that we feel in a daily basis. So how would you feel? How can you feel freeing and amazing now? So you're going to do things that make you feel freeing and amazing. Because really, why you're doing all this is so you can feel freeing and amazing. And maybe I'll have to think about mine a little bit more, but maybe the reason I'm doing mine is so I'm like solid and my core is strong and I'm feeling strong and solid. I do feel pretty strong, but solid and strong and confident. It's like bulletproof. And so what can you do in your day-to-day, hour by hour, to make you feel those feelings? How can you feel amazing? So what I'm saying is this. Think of it this way. That feeling you want at the end of 2019 is really what you want. You want that feeling. So once you start feeling that feeling now and embodying that feeling now, then the results, the actions are going to align up a lot faster, so that because you're already feeling freeing and amazing. So start acting freeing and amazing now. And as you act the way you want to feel, then you will line up to feel that way. So first you be it, then you receive it. First you be it, then you receive it. Yes. Exactly. So you need to prepare more music sequences or movement sequences with music. Do things that feel good. So if you were to think about this year, we're going to be winding down here. What is that one word? If you're standing, and this is going to be your standing at the end of next year, and this is your guidepost, and this is your word that is really your guidepost. It's your theme. You're making a decision as we're moving into the new year for your name, for the name, the theme for this year. What is your word for 2019? This is not something you just randomly make up. You really want to put some intention. And then if I were you, I would put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar every month. This is what I want. Or maybe you want to go through and have a new word for every month. However, I think it's just good to stick with one. But how do you want to feel this year? What is your word for this year? Write it down and let that be your guidepost. I've had words in the past, and it was confidence. Yes, quantum leap. I had that one once. One was faith, one was confidence, one was leadership, one was abundance one year. So what is your word? And this is like the thing that you're cultivating, you're working on, you're becoming this year. Passionate. Good. Cool. So anyone else want to share their word? All right, so you've got your word. And now I just want to give you some new thought patterns for this year. I want you all to know that you create your life. You're the creator and you're the architect, and every day you have the chance to create it, and you're creating it with what you're thinking, what your intentions are, what your feelings are, your attitudes, your reactions. It really comes down to me. It's like in that morning session where I'm getting very clear in my mind how I want to feel and really creating. We are the architects of our lives. I know many of you are coaches of that. That's how you teach people, but I want to remind you that you're creating it and that you can be and do and have anything that you put your mind to. If you really focus, you can do it. I also want you to know that this life is for you. Nothing is against you except for this crazy enemy that we know is against us. So the more you understand that you can do this and you're supported by a very loving, I say God loves you. God wants you to prosper. God wants you to just literally lean into him and get close and intimate and build that relationship. And I want you to just know that life is for you and that you are loved beyond your wildest imagination, and that it comes down to you loving yourself, kissing and praising yourself, and that you are the one that literally creates your financial abundance. And it comes down to your financial habits. So you create the financial freedom or the lack of it. You're the one that's responsible. You are 100% responsible for your results. You are not a victim. And you can have this affirmation and say this with me right now. I'm allowing myself to receive everything I've spoken about or I've written about in this VIP virtual planning session. And it's safe for me to create massive happiness, success, and abundance. I'm now allowing myself to receive everything that I've declared, decreed, desired, and I am allowed and I feel safe, and it is safe for me to create massive happiness, success, and abundance. It is safe for me to prosper. When I win, everybody wins. I love that. I would have to, because your mind will mess with you and be like, well, I can't charge that much and whatever. And so whatever that thought is, but just understand that when you win, everybody is winning. So when I win, everyone wins. As I rise to my highest potential and create my life, I lift everyone else up with me. As I rise to my highest potential and create my life, I lift everyone else up with me. You are all making an impact on your clients, on your team, on your family, on your children, on your DNA, and on the generations to come, and even your pets and your beautiful family. So I want you to take this, keep working on it, keep diving in, massaging it, and get clarity, and really make 2019 your best year. It really comes down to deciding. So those of you who are interested in joining me in Speak Your Way to Success and you want to apply for a breakthrough session, this is where we have a couple of these a week, and a lot of you are already my clients. So you guys can rave about working with me if you want to. You can put it in the comments and tell people to JFDI. But what we've put together is we have a couple more December breakthrough sessions. And in these sessions, this is where we are going to come together and we're going to figure out where you are, where you want to go, and if there's a fit between what I do, which is the Moxley method, and I help you use speaking to start to use speaking to attract clients. And I really help you drill down, understand your seminar story, pick out that seminar story, put it into a signature talk. The signature talk solves a plane is crashing problem, and it's a preview of your premium program. So then I teach you how to use speaking to attract clients and then start making more money than you ever have. So that you can generate 5 to 10 prospects with every talk you deliver and be well on your way to $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 months if that's what you want, or more. Like a lot of my clients, it's not going to happen overnight. You got to put the work in, but when you work the system, it will work. And I'd love to work with you guys if that's something you want to do. You can apply at amandamoxley.com/apply. And we're not going to be working over the, next week too much. We won't be in the office too much, but towards the end of the week, there's some sessions available, and obviously the rest of this week. So if that is you, go to amandamoxley.com/apply. And if you're already my client, thank you so much for being my client and investing in yourselves and trusting in me. And it's my complete honor. And I love you all. And I'm so grateful for you. And I know that 2019 is going to absolutely rock. Just stay focused, develop your habits, focus on your targets, write your targets down on a 3x5 card, memorize them, bring these to your heart, use these as affirmations, and let them guide you. Anything and everything is possible, but no one can do it for you except for you. Look in the mirror, pump yourself up, talk to yourself in that third person, and hi, Carol, and literally go out there and claim it. I want you to claim those words, and I want us to come back here in a year from now and celebrate everything you've created this year. So thank you all. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Good job.